a couple of big wins. Let's talk about first win against Cal Baptist, and then we'll get into Grand Canyon. But talk about that Cal Baptist win. I mean, it's still important.
Yeah, they're a good team, man. I think they're the best defensive team in the league, and so I was really worried about can we score? How can we find ways to score? And we just preached and preached and preached all week, and I thought it would help us with both of them about playing off 2 feet, making the extra pass, sharing the basketball, and I thought we did that. And I thought that was one of the reasons why we had success. And then defensively, I thought this weekend we were as good as we've been all year, and we've had moments, but for the whole body of work. For a week, this was our best week defensively. We kept the ball in front. We rebounded the ball as good as we've rebounded it all year on both sides. And so, really pleased.
And then going to GCU, not only were they coming in with the second best winning percentage in the country, but they're also on the top of the WAC. So that was a big game for you guys, especially coming down later in the season. Talk about how big of a win that is for your guys.
Huge. I think, anytime you can beat the league leader, it's a big deal. And does the win do much for us for what we're trying to accomplish? No. Like in terms of the grand scheme of things, getting into the conference tournament helps a little bit in the seeding if there's a tie or something, but we're not worried about all that. But what it does is that hopefully it breeds confidence. And so going on the road this week and playing two teams that are going to be really tough, they're really good at home, and one of them beat us here. Hopefully we play with some confidence coming off the weekend.
And a big factor that kind of seemed to be different for you guys was that offense, was the rebounding. I mean, you guys doubled GCU's offensive rebounds. Was that kind of a point of emphasis to crash the offensive glass against this team?
It was. It was really. I think they're really good at rebounding offensively, and so we talked a lot about protecting the glass defensively, and then we told them, hey, listen, they rely on their athleticism. They're not box out guys. So let's go see if we can steal a couple extras. If you had told me it was going to be 16, I'd have told you you're crazy. But I think that's a credit to our guys, and not just our bigs, man. We had a couple guards, squeeze in there and grab a couple, and had a huge one on a free throw that doesn't count as a rebound. It counts as a steal by Hunter Jack Madden that I thought probably won us the game. But so we could have even had 17, if it depends on how they wanted to count it. But really pleased with the effort. Championship plays, guys getting on the floor for loose balls, offensive rebounds are a part of that. The guys were just bought in, and like I said, I hope it breeds some confidence moving into this big road week.
And then going into this week, you're going to Utah, making that Utah road trip against Southern Utah and then Utah Tech. Talk about those games, matchups you're going to go to see there. And how big it is to kind of get those wins back. Huge.
This is a huge weekend for our program. There's a lot, these games mean a lot in the conference standings, more so than last week. I know everybody's excited when we beat Cal Baptist and Grand Canyon, but I'll be way more excited if we can find a way to beat Southern Utah on Thursday and maybe Utah Tech on Saturday. And so, Southern Utah, the first one, is a team that came in here and beat us. Right after I thought we played our best game of the year, over at McMurray, and it was a weird game, a weird vibe. Credit you Southern Utah for that. They found ways to kind of, lull us to sleep, and they did a great job at that and beat us. And so we have to try to show up on Thursday and find a way to beat them at their place. And then Saturday we play a very good Utah Tech team that's playing really well. They've got their best player back. He was hurt during that stretch where they were struggling a little bit. He is back. He played their last game. He changes the dynamic of their team completely. They are a completely different team with him on the floor. I think they're a top 5 or 6 team when they have him. And so we're going to go up on the road, a place that's really hard to play against, in my mind, a top 5 or 6 team. And this is huge for us because if we can find a way to beat them, we would hold a tiebreaker. And because that's the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. If you look at the seeding system, if it comes down to that, then I think we're behind them. And but don't get me started on that.
We don't want to get you started. I remember last season. And then let's talk about you guys are going to getting a little hot. Best time of the year to do it, essentially, right now, especially because we only got 4 games left until that conference tournament. Talk about keeping that momentum up this season, this late in the year.
Yeah, I think hopefully the guys are playing with and feel the confidence, it helps all of it. I mean, winning helps, right? But this is what I've been telling these guys all year. We're good enough to beat anybody, and we just have to play the right way. And I think the last couple of weeks we've been playing the right way. We've been sharing the ball. We've been playing off 2 feet. Defensively, we've just been solid. We haven't been taking risks. This has not been a team. I've had teams in the past that taking risks was part of our DNA. That's not this team's DNA. And finally, I think they've bought into that, just being solid defensively and staying in front of the ball and rebounding and but basic fundamentals. And we're doing that now. And I think that's why you've seen us have some success. And, if we can keep doing that, then I like our chances in the next couple weeks and hopefully heading into the conference tournament. If we veer away from that, then I think you're going to see, it's going to be a lot tougher. And so hopefully we're starting to do the right things. The guys are starting to buy into that and start to believe in that. And that'll carry us through the next 2 weeks.
Talking about buying in, have you kind of seen a click from your team saying, hey, let's just buy in. Let's all make this about team rather than individual? Is there a certain point you saw that click in, or is it kind of just coming with the course of the
Yeah, no, I think I really saw it, as crazy as it's going to sound, the Seattle-Utah Valley trip. And I know we lost both those games, and Utah Valley just smacked us. But I saw something in the second half of the Utah Valley game that gave me a lot of hope, and I saw some guys starting to do the things that we were talking about, playing off 2 feet, making the extra pass, turning down a good shot, making an extra pass for a great shot. And I hadn't really seen that until then. And that was kind of our message in the locker room after the game, is like, man, if we can play this way, I know we just got our brains beat in, but that we're gonna win more than we're gonna lose. And that was our whole emphasis the next week. And of course, it 2 road wins. Later, we came home and then we beat two of the top teams in the league. Doing the same exact thing. And so I think it was really that Utah Valley game, regardless of the score, the final score, is where I kind of started to see that things were starting to click a little bit.
As a critic of the home crowd, what would you say about this one on Saturday?
That was fantastic. I think that's the loudest it's been in my 10 years here, in that last 3 minutes of the game. And, our people are doing a great job. They're working their tails off to try to fill that place and give Julie and I a great crowd. And so I was pleased. I was really pleased, with the exception of about 4 or 5 people that are friends of mine that sit in a section that was empty the other day. But I won't call them out by name. But other than that, I thought the community of Abilene was fantastic. The students showed up, and everybody got a cool jersey. It's creative. I think that. But if they can't see that what they do matters and has an effect on the game, it affects our opponent. It affects our guys in a positive way. To be loud and to see those bodies, like, being here isn't just it. Being involved in the game is a big part of it. And I thought that crowd was involved, and it mattered. I think that crowd helped us win the game. There's no doubt in my mind. Without that crowd, I don't know if it goes the way it went. I really believe that. When we hit that 3, when Ali jump stopped, made the extra pass to KV, and KV hit the 3, I've never heard that place that loud. And we've had some good crowds in there in my 10 years. And that forced them to call a timeout. It forced you could see some things going on where our guys are different than their guys. And that comes from the crowd. So very pleased. We're away this week, but Julie needs help. And then we come back to finish the season in some really big games, probably on the schedule. They're gonna mean a whole lot. We need the crowd to come back and do the exact same thing.
Thank you.
You got it.